Vidane TV. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wes Rowdy Hogue, and I am here side by side tonight with the one and only Kyle Young. Kyle, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Wes, doing really, really well. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Vidane TV. Welcome to Stafford Motor Speedway in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. We're capping off a very busy day here on Vidane TV with the East Coast Winter League. What's this now? Race number 5 of the series, and my first repetitive or repeat series for the brief work that I've done here with Vidane TV. So getting into some familiarity, which will be fun and definitely welcomed. Overall, doing great. It's been fun being here with you guys throughout the day, seeing some different racing, different action, different cars, different drivers, and looking to cap it off with what should be another fun night of SK Modified Racing at Stafford.
Kyle, Paul, and I started off today with Skip Barker cars, which was a lot of fun at Phoenix. We called that race earlier today, and then we called street stocks at Lanier for the Hudson iRacers League, which was a lot of fun. So that was a doubleheader. Then we said, you know what? Let's put one more on the schedule. At 6:45 today, we called the Tim's Corner Motorsports race, which was at Myrtle Beach in the late models. And now here we are with the East Coast Winter League SK Modifieds at Stafford Motor Speedway. So 4 on the books here with Vidane TV. We are knocking it out.
Yeah, for sure. That's a very, very busy day. And I got to be honest, I really wish that I wasn't as preoccupied with some other things on the iRacing service earlier in the day that prevented me from being a part of the first one. I raced the Skippies quite a bit here on iRacing, so I think that would have been a great fit for you guys to help with the show. But, of course, there's always the future. We can always change that and plan for those types of things if need be. But just glad to get some booth time. It's been a while since I've gotten into the hang of this, doing this for quite a bit, and getting 3 races in today. And getting familiar with you guys, getting familiar with some of the leagues that you guys broadcast with and some of the other broadcasters and all that fun stuff. It's been a very enjoyable day, for sure.
Now, for those who are now watching, if you're new to Vidane TV, be sure to hit that subscribe button. As you hear, we call quite a bit of racing here at Vidane TV. We call it quite a bit. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like button as well. We're all over the place. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you hit that like button too. So how's qualifying looking so far, Kyle?
Well, let's see. We are currently just under 3 minutes into the 5-minute 2-lap qualifying session. And at the top of the board, one of the competitors that we saw earlier today in the Hudson Speedway iRacers race is Regan Parent. Regan ran a 19.099 second lap. Sean Ross is currently sitting in second with a 19.120. Brian Kramer is third. Corey Stockert fourth. And Anthony Bello is rounding out your top 5. The rest of the top 10 looks like this. You have PJ Evans in 6th, Glenn Reen in 7th, Zachary Sangermano in 8th, David French in 9th, and Timothy Ploward is rounding out the top 10. Looks like another very healthy field of racing competitors. We have the 2-time defending race winner Kyle Eli back in the field. We also have eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series driver and the winner of the first 2 events of this series, Alex McCollum, is back in the field tonight as well. So should be a very competitive, a very fun race, and hopefully we get to see some more green flag action this week than what we've seen in the past.
Alex needs to put up a lap time, though. We'll tell you that. A few weeks ago, he went to show up after winning 2 in a row. He didn't put up a lap time, and they didn't run a consi, so he never got to run the race. So Alex McCollum has shown up, but Alex McCollum needs to run a lap time in order to secure his place into this field. We saw he was active in practice, so hopefully he's still here and he can put on a show with these guys. But again, Ryan Libby, Kyle Eli, some names that we usually see up front. Derek Guchaki, second race of the day that we've called that he's involved in. Max Zetchum, he's a SK modified driver out of Stafford. His one of the spotters, Wildermuth, Wayne Muffy Wildermuth, he's very familiar with him. So nice showing out so far. Just a few seconds left here. Some drivers, though, not putting up a Q lap yet.
Yeah, and it's important to get that done. These guys, they transfer the top 20 in qualifying straight to the feature. So you put yourself a lap, get in that top 20, and your night's pretty easy. You're going straight to the race. You don't have to worry about running any heat races. This series does not run any consolation races, so it's just these last chance heat races, so to speak. It makes it easy on you. So the checkered flag has fallen. Looks like all lap times are official, and we do have our no surprises here. Our top two drivers are the two drivers that have won all of the races so far this season. Kyle Eli on the pole with a 19.002, and Alex McCollum only losing out on that pole position by 0.005 of a second. He ran a 19.007.
All right, maybe Kyle's learned a little bit since Alex has been gone, possibly. We shall see. And I believe in this league, the top 20 move on. The rest fight it out in these heat races. So those guys that qualify to top 20, they don't have to worry about it. It's these heat races now that it comes down to the action. So Tyler Alkis in the 89 will be starting pole, and next to him will be Jake Johnson in the 15 ride. Starting third will be Ray Fataruso in the 26. Starting fourth will be the 44 of Nick Frolino as the cars start rolling on the grid here for us. The 33 of Ted Groh will be starting the 33, starting in the fifth position. Got a couple cars that did not line up, or at least didn't grid, so Ted Groh is scheduled to start there, so in that fifth position. Sixth scheduled to start was Trey Tamino, but he is on pit road. Looks like he missed the grid. Starting seventh will be Jason Blotz in the 84. Eighth, Nacio Adams. Ninth, Michael Curtis, and rounding out your field, Ryan Lutz. However, he did not grid either, so nor did Craig Lutz or Max Etcham. So interesting. A couple of these guys that didn't qualify supposed to start this heat and are not showing up here, but lights are off in the pace car, Kyle. We're about to go green flag racing.
Indeed we are. Heat race number 1, 12 laps in distance. The top 5 finishers will go to tonight's feature event. Everybody else will go home. That's right. These are heat races without a last chance qualifier. No consi, no nothing afterwards. If you don't transfer here, you are done. So let's do it. Let's get underway here with the East Coast Winter Racing League. Pace car goes on to pit road, leaves the field in control by Tyler Alkis in his number 89 machine, and waiting for him to step on the loud pedal. There it is. Green flag is out, and it looks like Jake Johnson actually got an advantage on that one. We'll have to see if maybe he was penalized by iRacing for doing that. We didn't see that happen in our previous race earlier tonight, and we'll see if that has happened here. Alkis is going to be able to clear and take the lead back, though, as they go into 3 and 4 for the first time. A dead even heat, side-by-side battle. They're going to bang wheels a little bit, and that is going to give the advantage. Oh, we got cars climbing on top of each other in the back of the field, Wes.
The leaders almost wrecked each other as well. Jake Johnson and Tyler Alkis made contact, but the caution is out, though, for Michael Curtis as he went down there in John Deere country. Did Michael Curtis down into the green, beautiful grass what's left here, but that was all started by the 44. The 44 of Nick Frolino. He came off the corner, got spun by the 84. He collected the 38 machine of Nacio Adams, and that collects the 19 of Curtis. So a 3-car accident here to start it off, and I believe Paul in the booth may have the possibly here in a second. We'll get a replay here for us, Paul.
Yeah, we're actually taking a look at it right now, looking at it in super slow motion, and you can see the red and black car down low kind of runs down the apron just a bit. That flat spot there, the number 84, and he kind of comes up. Check that. Yeah, that's the 84, and he comes up into the 44, gets into the back of his quarter, and just kind of sends him on around. It doesn't look like it was malicious or anything like that, but for Frolino around in the 44 machine. We'll bring it back up to speed here. Oh, big hit from the 38. Gets him a couple of times, just nowhere for him to go, unfortunately. So we'll get these guys straightened back out. You can see everybody's able to drive away, so the damage isn't terminal. But is it going to affect the handling of these race cars? So we'll see as these guys come around here on what would be Spring Sizzler weekend. It's unfortunate we're not at the track right now drinking beers and hanging out with our friends, but we're still drinking beers and hanging out with our friends here on Vidane TV. So trying to put on a show here and entertain the masses.
As we are, and we have a lot of fun here at Vidane TV. We like to put on a show, and we like to make some people smile and have some fun out here. So, Kyle, you having fun so far?
Absolutely, Wes. As mentioned at the top of the broadcast, it's been great to travel around the virtual country with you guys and doing some broadcasts throughout the day. And we're off to a bit of a slow start here for right now, but again, it is still very early. Lots of racing left to come, and we know how well and how exciting this action is going to be based off of the prior. Well, now that we're 5 weeks in, it's been a month now. It's been a full month where we've been doing these broadcasts here with the East Coast Winter League, and we're still waiting on the well, actually, no, the pace lights have gone off. We are getting set to go back green flag. It will be a single file restart with Jake Johnson, the 15, as your leader.
Quick update here, guys, just to let you know how they do this. There's no resets in this league. What you got is what you got. If you wreck, then you got that piece. You can't go in there. You can't change your tires at all either. They have a tire rule. If you change your tires, you will get a black lap. So you have to run the entire race on the same set of tires as we are back green in this 12-lap heat as Jake Johnson gets that whole shot that he's looking for in front of Tyler Alkis, who started pole but just couldn't hold it from Jake. Fataruso in third, Ted Grove fourth, and then Michael Curtis rounding out your top five. We are single file throughout the field.
A nice, calm, relaxing start here off that restart. Leader Jake Johnson will hit the line. We will see 5 laps left to go here in heat race number 1. Again, the top 5 drivers will qualify for tonight's feature event, and that 5th and final transfer spot is currently being held by Nick Ferlino. He actually just made the pass on Michael Curtis to take that spot back. Ferlino was the driver that was spun to bring out the initial cause of that caution. Hard impact behind him. It was the 84 car, Jason Blatz. He pounds the outside wall all by himself. He does not. Well. Oh man. All kinds of action going on here on the racetrack as we thought things were calm, but apparently now we're starting to get a little bit of riffraff going. No caution, 3 laps to go here in Heat 1.
Alcio Adams got a DQ for something or another. Not exactly sure what he got DQ'd for, but he's been removed from this race. So audio, pack it up. We've seen enough of you. That's the way it sounds. The battle, though, for the lead is starting to heat up here, Kyle. Jake Johnson sees the popsicle sticks. They're out, 2 to go, but right all over his bumpers, Tyler Alkis, and breathing down his neck is Ray Fataruso.
Bumper to bumper to bumper, and now side by side for the race lead. Tyler Alkis underneath of Jake Johnson. Oh, did Alkis maybe get a bump there from Ray Fataruso? Not quite sure, but that side by side battle continues. A bit of a wiggle out of Alkis on the bottom line. Johnson will lead the lap. White flag is out. Oh! Johnson turns across the bumper of Tyler Alkis, and he goes around. Watch the 15. He might lose a transfer spot here, Wes.
Ted Grove is the one that benefits. He shoots all the way up to the lead. Man, oh man, oh man. Now the 15 of Jake Johnson. Power under the 44. He contacts with the 44. Still will finish 5th. Holy crap. Woo-wee. That was crazy.
You know, Wes, I was just going to say once I started seeing those guys start to battle hard for that number 1 position that they need to keep in mind that they are all locked in. That could have cost Jake Johnson his opportunity to race tonight, and he barely hung on. Nick Ferlino was all over him, made contact with him coming off of turn number 4, trying to get that final position, and he is showing his anger by missing out on that one. A wild finish, as you mentioned. Race winner Ted Grove, Ray Fataruso was 2nd, Tyler Alkis 3rd, Trey Tomano 4th, and the final transfer goes to Jake Johnson.
Kyle,
Nick Ferlino.
I actually have Ted Grove here. Ted, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. You guys got me?
Yes, sir, man. What was going through your mind there, going through the last corner, then the last lap, and all of a sudden you see the leaders just spinning and opening up the waves for you there, bud?
You know what? I was just content riding there. I knew I was in the feature. My spotter Josh had me clear by 10, so I was just set to ride there in 4th, and then I saw the leader getting sideways and kind of let off the gas. I seen all 3 of them go up to the top, and I just kind of ducked to the bottom and went on smooth sailing. I don't know, more nervous this week than I have been the last couple of weeks. So we're in the show.
Yes. Now we hope that you can put on the same showing that you just did here. I understand that possibly you don't have to be the fastest car at all times. It's all about being in the right spot. So awesome run, Mr. Right there, Mr. Ted Grove, and hopefully we'll talk to you later on in the.
Look, all I want to do this week is survive. I haven't survived the last 3 races I've made.
It's been a while.
All I want to do is just survive, finish on the lead lap. I've wrecked out the last 3 weeks starting in the back, so I got a spotter with me here this week, and he's got the car pretty good. We're going to make a small adjustment, and we're just going to ride around for 50 laps and see where we're at with 25 to go.
All right, we'll put you back up in their room. Congratulations. We're going to go green flag race here in the next heat.
Indeed,
Thanks,
we are.
guys.
We're half a lap away from that happening. Ryan Fern and Sean Okula will make up your front row. DJ Gerard, Nicholas Salva, row 2. Joseph Massico will go with in P5 with Nicholas Hovey on the outside of row number 3. Pace car is off. Here we go. Heat race number 2 is underway as the green flag flies. 12 laps, 5 more cars make it into tonight's feature, and this is the final opportunity for these drivers. Again, no consies, no alphabet mains, no nothing. This is your shot. Ryan Fern moves out to the lead off of turn number 2. We've got problems in the back. Looks like they've got it all collected for now, and we will stay green flag. The top 3 cars are single file with the side-by-side battle for 4th. 1 car slapping the outside wall off of turn 4 in the back of the field. No harm, no foul. We stay green. 1 lap in the books. Oh, spin!
Leary gets sent around by the 3 of Derek Kluchaki. That's not the first time we've seen Derek do that. And the 8 gets taken out by the 79 of Charlie Deemer Jr. Man, just calamity everywhere. This guy's just roughing up each other, taking each other out. You don't almost think Mr. Dylan Kopeck runs this thing with no rules. Now Nicholas Hovey trying to hold on to that last chance, that last transfer position, not able to do so as Kluchaki works on past him on the inside in that 3. Man, oh man, Paul, Kyle, this is going to end up being a crazy race. Paul, what do you think down there in the booth, man? You having fun trying to catch all this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's rough. You know, we didn't get actually to the Stafford Motor Speedway for the Spring Sizzle weekend, but you got to figure this is going to be the best thing we can get. We got some great racing, SK modified action here at Stafford Motor Speedway with the East Coast Winter League drivers.
And I'll tell you what, Kyle, these guys put on some of the best shows that we get to see here at Mid-Ain TV. They're not afraid to rough each other up. Dylan Kopeck kind of has the boys have at it type attitude. He lets these guys show their personalities to a certain limit, so kudos to him on that. Our top 4 is still kind of under a blanket here as Joseph Massico starts to join them. 5th place being Derek Kluchaki, but even Dylan Kopeck with the drivers that were complaining about that wreck in the last race for the lead. Even Dylan said, hey, you're racing for the win here. You're racing to the stripe, whatever goes. So kudos to Mr. Kopeck there, allowing these guys to race it out, Kyle.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as you mentioned that, Wes.
Are you watching this chatter?
I am. Jake Johnson and Nick Ferlino are not agreeing with each other, and this is all going on while this heat race is still running. It's kind of why we're mentioning it, because everybody's single file, and so far there really isn't anything too dramatic happening out on the racetrack.
Lost control of it, and that 2 and 4th, but he's able to gather it back up. Other than that, we're still racing.
Right, indeed. But yeah, Jake Johnson, Nick Ferlino, they're going at it in the text chat, and race control, they're allowing it to happen, even with cars on the racetrack, so it's quite entertaining. You get the short track tempers here while also watching some heat race action, and so far it's looking pretty good for these top 5s. Derek Kluchaki, unfortunately, in the heat race tonight, he made the pass a few laps ago on Nicholas Hovey, and he's running away from him. Hovey's going to have to figure something out here pretty quickly if he's going to have any opportunity or hope for a caution, because we've only got 3 laps to go.
3 to go. We're wondering if we're going to see the same action that we saw last race between the leaders as Sean Akula looks left and looks right on Ryan Fern. Not exactly able to get around him just yet, but that's opened up the door for DJ Gerard in that 3rd position. He's watching these guys battle it out. 4th place, Derek Kluchaki, and then Joseph Massico to drop to 5th. 6th place of Nicholas Hovey is so far back, he can't smell the fumes from these guys, unfortunately. He's had a little bit of an issue, so tough break for him, but here we go. White flag, a white rag is out for Ryan Fern, Kyle.
Top 3 cars separating themselves from the rest of the field. We'll see if anything gets hot and heavy on this final half lap, but these guys are going to the feature event as long as they can keep it facing the right direction. Sean Okula not putting the pressure on Fern. He's not getting too much pressure from Gerard. On at turn number 4, heat race number 2 will be won by Ryan Fern. Sean Okula will finish in 2nd, DJ Gerard 3rd. Derek Kluchaki was able to get up to position number 4, and Joseph Massico will round out the top 5 and take the final transfer spot. Nicholas Hovey, Tyler Leary, Charlie Dimer Jr., Nicholas Salva, and the rest of the field behind them will load it up. They will not be part of tonight's 75-lap feature event.
All right, guys, let's kick it off here for our national anthem here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Alrighty, so a beautiful rendition of our national anthem performed right here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. The drivers currently running through their 5-minute warm-up session, making their final adjustments, their final changes to get comfortable with the race before their 75-lap, or with their race cars before their 75-lap feature event. Still have a couple of minutes to do that. Wes, we're preparing here for race number 5. We'll talk about some of the things that we've seen in this league prior to tonight. The first races were dominated and won by Alex McCollum. The next 2 were dominated and won by Kyle Eli. Both of them will start on the front row tonight, showing their dominance is not going away anytime soon. What do you think these guys, the rest of these guys in this field, need to do in order to stop this dominance and puts a new face in victory lane tonight?
That's the big storyline here. When Alex McCollum doesn't show up, Kyle Eli dominates. And when Alex McCollum is here, Kyle Eli is right on his bumper, but can't seem to have that right touch to get it over and done with. I think the guys to watch out for tonight will be Ryan Libby. He's been fast over and over again. Teddy Hodgson, in that 55 ride, he's been fast week after week after week. Remember, these are open sets, Kyle. These guys have to create their own setups. And even if you're fast and you dominate that week, you continue to work on it and try to get it faster, because the guys that were finishing behind you are going to do the same thing. And they're probably going to catch on to something, so you got to keep on improving that setup that's underneath the hood of that machine. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to take, but it's going to be a heck of a show in between those two starting in the front row.
Oh, without a doubt, it absolutely will be. And we do have some fast competitors that are going to start behind them as well. Kyle Sisko last week put on quite a bit of a show. He had himself some misfortune, put himself on the highlight reel quite a bit, but took advantage of some late race drama and brought home a solid top 3 finish. We have Ryan Libby, who will start in position number 4. Ryan Blanchard will round out the top 5. Teddy Hogden, he was very fast last week. Unfortunately, got taken out late in the going. Regan Parent, we know how fast he is. We've seen him throughout the day show his strength. He nearly won our Hudson Speedway iRacers event earlier this afternoon, and he will roll off the grid in position number 7 for tonight's 75-lap feature event. So just a few more seconds remaining here in this pre-race warm-up session. Guys locking in their final adjustments, and we will be going green flag racing for 75 laps once again.
All right, buddy, you ready to rock and roll?
Sure am. Let's do it. Modified racing at Stafford Motor Speedway on a Sunday night, the final Sunday night in April. Can you believe that we're already getting ready to prepare?
You know what? It's been, I wouldn't say a long season, because this has gone by so quickly. I can't believe we're already on week 4, week 5, whatever it may be. All these weeks are starting to run together when you run 4 races in a day. But believe me, we love doing it. And if you love watching us, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on the YouTubes. If you're watching on Vidane TV on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like button. It says, we have action 5 days a week, multiple times on certain days. On Saturdays and Sundays, we have multiple races. Wednesday, we have the new Smyrna Speedway eSport World Series coming up. That's going to be a fun one. Week 1's going to begin, where Mr. Kyle Young here is actually an admin for that race. So looking forward to that. But right now, we have Kyle Eli starting on your front row. And again, remember, the guys that qualified top 20 for this event get to start without having to worry about the features. So Kyle Eli and Paul McCollum starting on your front row, and they are going to be followed up by Kyle Cisco and Ryan Libby. Ryan Libby's that one car that we always keep an eye on. Ryan Blanchard in the 9. Next to him will be Teddy Hodgson in the 55. Sean Ross in the 52 will be lining up behind them, and then we're going to have Brian Kramer in the 61. The 51 of Anthony Bello, 43 of Glenn Reen, 87 of David French, Matt Swanson in the 42, Travis Hydar in the 11, the 85 of Tommy Cranborg, the 26 of Ray Fataruso, Corey Stockhart in the 21, PJ Evans in the 81, and then 47 of Zachary Sangermano, the 1 of Timothy Plord, typically puts on a great show as well, Tyler Aukus in the 89, and Michael Hendrickson in the 5. We'll be rounding out your field here with Ryan Byrne in the 1, 2, 3, Sean Okula in the 20, DJ Garrard in the 13, Joseph Massico in the 2, Trey Tomeno in the 09, Ted Groh in the 33, and that's your field as the pace car heads down pit road. Kyle, we are green here at Stafford Motor Speedway with the East Coast Winter League as they head down into turn 1 and 2. Ryan Libby slides up the track a little bit to his outside is McCollum. Alex McCollum, our Coca-Cola Pro driver, holding it out there on the outside. 2 of the fastest the East Coast Winter League has seen, running side by side for the league, and give it to Kyle Eli. But for how long does McCollum look slow?
Alex McCollum peeks to the inside on the entry to turn number 1. He thinks better of it, backs off, and waits. Single file through the first top 5 cars. We have a side-by-side battle for position number 6. That is with the 46 of Ryan Libby and the 52 of Sean Ross. They're double wide all the way back behind them, just like they were off the start. 2 laps are in the books, and that battle for 6th is not yet decided. They're still dead even going into turn.
Great battle here throughout the field. See Travis Hydar in the 11 trying to work his way up as he works around the Libby machine in that 46. He moves up to 7th position. Next on his radar is Sean Ross in the 52. That Travis Hydar looking like he's pretty hooked up. Keep your eye on that purple and black number 11. SK modified tonight. That machine's definitely looking stout as the rest of the field still goes to tailback up front, top 5 on up.
Now they're starting to single file things out a little bit more. Sean Ross is going to win that battle for position number 6. He's got Travis Hyder all over the back bumper. Nothing changing up with the top 5. They're all single file, just kind of running in line, logging some laps, and we're seeing some rubber getting laid down, things getting calm for these first few laps. We're checking out things right now.
Not to cut you off, the 33, Ted Grove and Matt Swanson got into it, 42. That's further back in the pack. Ted Groh, we had him in the booth after he won his heat. He said he just wanted to finish the race green and clean. Not going so far too good.
Yeah, trouble for Ted Groh. No caution, though. We stayed green throughout these first few laps and continue to log laps and see how this is going to play out. Kyle Eli still leading over Alex McCollum. The top 5 have a bit of a breakaway over the rest of the field. That is Kyle Eli in the lead, Alex McCollum 2nd, Kyle Cisco 3rd, Ryan Blanchard 4th, and Teddy Hodgson rounding out the top 5. Single file all the way through the field, and so far so good. We're seeing a much cleaner green flag start. These guys logging laps. Dylan Kopech mentioned last week how he was trying to clean this racing up, make it a little bit more competitive, a little bit easier going, a little more fun for the drivers, for the spectators, for everybody watching here on Vidane TV. And so far, Wes, it looks to be working.
It is, and this is what it's all about, just getting into that groove, getting into that rhythm. These guys aren't new to this. They're used to running these 75-lap features here, especially this top 5. They've done it over and over and over again. And what I think is pretty cool is seeing Kyle Eli still leading this field. Alex McCollum, the guy that is always the favorite in any race that he goes into, basically, he's doing a great job just abiding his time. And, the caution is out. Caution flies, and big wreck, including the 5-car of Michael Hendrickson in the back. We got about 7 cars involved in this. Oh man, it looks like possibly the 5 car got into it with Timothy Plord in that 1 car, and it's just calamity coming out of 4. Oh man, it looks like, Paul, if you could get that replay here for us, just big junk, couple cars blown up. It looks like Plord is definitely done. He looks like he has some heavy smoke. DJ Gerard, man, Sean Okula, Tyler Alkis involved. The 47 has been involved. Man, oh man.
Yeah, tough break for those guys. We're actually going to take a look. There's so much action going on there. We're going to look at it from the blimp. See, the number 1 just kind of loses it a little bit here. Loses control of the car. Back end gets kind of loose, and he washes up in front of the red car. Doesn't look like there's a number on the side of the door. But then the 123, Ryan Fern heading on down to the apron, trying to avoid everything. Worked out great up until the red car there, the no-number car, got turned down into him, and then it turned Fern hard up into the wall. Tough break for him. And 26, you see him spinning down there, John Deere country. 13 does a really good job. Hard on the binders, gets that car stopped. Still gets a little bit of a tag there. So tough break, a lot of damaged up race cars. There's no resets, no tires, or anything like that. So these guys might be able to work on some damage, but that's going to be about it.
Paying attention here to the cars on pit road and what they're doing, it appears that we do have some retirees from the event already. This incident, of course, causing some of that. Ray Fataruso, his night has come to an end. Matt Swanson in the 42, his night is done. I don't think he was involved in this. Maybe I'm wrong. Or did he not make the... No, this is... What happened to Regan Parent, Wes? I see he has disconnected himself from the server. Doesn't he look like he started tonight's event?
Yeah, he didn't even start. I think he missed qualifying. He wasn't able to make it, Paul. Kyle. He didn't even get to start this event. Unfortunately, Regan Parent always puts on a great show for us. But Timothy Plord still sitting on pit road. Same thing with Michael Hendrickson and Ryan Fern in the 123. Those are the 3 cars it all started off with. And unfortunately, they're still stuck on pit road, as well as I believe the other car that's there on pit road is, once we get a good eye, is Tyler Alkis in the 89. So those were the 3 that really got into it the most there. And unfortunately, they're still down there getting service. Remember, you can't take tires. No matter what, if your car is completely totaled, you still can't take tires. You're stuck. So it is what it is.
That it is. We start to get the field a little more organized, figure things out after this incident, get the track cleared off, and getting ready to go back green flag racing. Kyle Eli still leads over Alex McCollum in second. Kyle Sisko third. Ryan Blanchard fourth, and Teddy Hodgson is your top 5. You knew that. Nothing has changed since the caution. They were not involved. Sean Ross is in 6th. Travis Hyder is in 7th. Ryan Libby 8th. Brian Kramer 9th. And Tommy Kramborg will round out your top 10 as we get set to take the restart here. We will have 60 laps to go. Lap number 15 will go on the board when the green silk hits the atmosphere, and the pace car getting ready to drop down onto pit road. Kyle Eli, the control car. Wes, here we go. We're going to go racing. 60 to go, 15 down.
Nicholas Ferlino says, "Go Libby" in the chat. Joey Ferlino Jr. said Jake Johnson gets dumped while leading and takes it out on a car transfer position. Park him. So we got some guys that are in. Speaking of parking them, Joseph Massico spins Trey Tomato farther in the back, which is the 09 car. He does a quick 360, gets it back up and going. Ted Groh having problems again. DJ Gerard able to work through that. So action further back in the pack straight off the bat here. It's double file right in the middle of the pack. Up front, though, your leader, Kyle Eli, all alone. Here's McCollum finally getting clear of the traffic. Now Ryan Blanchard trying to, and the caution's back out. Oh, big accident. Ryan Libby is on his roof. Oh, no.
Major problems on the back straightaway, entering turn number 3. We've got the 46 machine of Ryan Libby upside down on the infield. More cars involved. Looks like the 47 machine is involved. That is Zachary Sangramano. Trying to check out some of these other numbers. I believe that is the 25 car, the 85 car of Tommy Kramborg inside the top 10. He is involved. Getting the replay loaded up to see here. Oh, my goodness. replaying it back myself, looks like there was some big contact, some cars soaring up into the sky, and a vicious wreck here on lap 17 to bring out the second caution. Paul, what did you see from the control camera?
About the same thing you did. It starts up front here with the 51 rather, gets into the 19, sends him up into the wall. 46, big damage. 43 looks like he misses it, but the 12 gets involved. You can see that car right there. I think that's the 43. That's the 46. Ryan Libby just kind of scrapes across the backstretch grass on his roof. So definitely going to be done for the night. There you can see he's trying to spin the mud off those cars. That's not how that's supposed to go. The shiny parts supposed to be on the top, and then the rubbers are supposed to be. It's fine. I'm sure he knows that's not how it works. But man, tough break for these guys. A lot of cars involved.
Ryan Libby is a fast charger that we typically see here that runs top 5, and you kind of saw that brewing mid-pack on that restart. They weren't getting as single file as they were in the previous restart. They weren't really getting thinned out, but man, tough break for the guys involved in that. And if I'm the admin there, that's probably going to go on the 61 of Brian Kramer. He got loose in front of the field, and not much the other cars could do behind him there. But tough break, and a little bit more chatter from the YouTube channel here for those that get an idea of what's going on. Nick Ferlino, a driver with us in the old 44, he says he got taken out by Johnson in the Consi when he was already wrecked, but he said it's all good. The old 44 will be back, so maybe next Sunday night this might roll over here, Kyle.
Yeah, we were seeing that in some of the text chat too. Nick Ferlino was not happy with Jake Johnson, kind of throwing out some threats for next week. Of course, that's 7 days from now. We'll have to see how that all plays out next week.
Kyle, I think as race car drivers, we've all said things under the heat of the moment, and a couple of days later, you're like, look, all right, I won't wreck you, but I won't forget it.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Right now, it still stings. You're out of the feature. You're watching other guys race where you think you should be, and it sucks. You're not happy about it. But tomorrow's another day. Eventually, everybody will calm down, and at that point, it depends on what the true intentions are. A lot of the times we say things that we don't mean and we don't actually care to do. Kind of leaves the things in the back of your head, like, am I actually going to get taken out? Is this guy still mad? Racers don't forget things, but they don't always act upon their actions either. Pace car pulling down on a pit road west. Here we go. 22 laps in the books. A great restart for Kyle Eli. He will not clear Alex McCollum just yet, but he's going to have the advantage going into turn number 1. How about that 9 car restarting in position number 3? That is Ryan Blanchard trying to roll it. Oh my goodness!
McCollum hooked him! Oh no! McCollum hooked the leader!
My goodness, what a change of events. The top 2 drivers, the dominant duo of this league, the first 4 weeks have taken each other out. Kyle Eli and Alex McCollum collide in a vicious crash on the outside of turn number 2. I think it's safe to say now, Wes, we're going to have a new winner in this league, but that is not at all the way that we wanted to see it happen. The top 2 getting connected, Eli hard into the outside wall and upside down, McCollum getting spun in front of the field. Looks like the majority of them are able to miss it until the 51 piles in there and more follow in. Paul, walk us through it.
Taking a look at it from the blimp right now in slow motion, you can see there's a lot of cars that got involved here. I am speechless, man. That is the top 2 drivers. You don't usually see that out of McCollum. We'll take a look here from his cockpit. Take a look at the steering input. And we're actually going to do a live speed here. And man, it's hard to tell what really happened there. Just take one more look at it here again. We'll look on board the 7 car. See Hardin left, and man, it expires the engine upside down. Craziness ensues. So tough break for those guys. Definitely going to have a brand new winner. Looking right now, the leader, Ryan Blanchard, in that 9 car. And
Kyle Eli has one phrase to say, and that is, oops. And, oh, man. And it's hard to say that's one driver's fault over the other. It really is. With these open wheel modifieds, that you have the opportunity to do that. They're just on top of each other going in the corner, and it just looks like McCollum is right on his tire, and it just hooks him. Looks like Kyle was probably arcing the corner out, and McCollum was there already leaning on him. Tough break. The two cars, the class of the field, are out of this race.
It was almost like he was trying to give him the old, the little elbow bump that everybody's doing, and rather than the elbow bump, he gave him the people's elbow.
That's a perfect analogy. Those are the only two guys that have won it all this season, at least since we've been covering it. So we're going to have a new winner. It is 100% for sure, because McCollum is blown up. He's done. Kyle Eli, well, we saw what happened to Kyle Eli. So they are finished off. Man, oh man. If we look in pit road, the two of Massacote and Alex McCollum are sharing a pit stall. And if you're in Florida, you've heard of love bugs. And you know how love bugs stay connected. They got their name for a reason. The 2 and the 41 of Alex McCollum are love bugs right now.
So after that wild event, the leaderboard is shaken up dramatically. We'll run through it real quick as the field doubles up and gets ready for this restart. Ryan Blanchard is now your race leader with, things are looking a little funky. It looks like Kyle Sisko is actually going to restart on the outer second place. This will be a single file restart. Teddy Hodgson third, Travis Hyder fourth, and Sean Ross your top 5. Glenn Reen, PJ Evans, David French, Corey Stocker, and Ted Groh, your top 10. Restart coming at the completion of lap number 28. Let's do it again, Wes.
I don't know if I have the voice to do that again, Kyle, but I'm sure the heck going to try to call this race the best I can, as Ryan Blanchard now sits at the point here in the 9 car. Behind him, Kyle Sisko. We've seen him time and time again be fast, but not be able to get out of the calamity in the last few weeks that we've been calling the races. So let's see if he can keep his nose clean and get a good finish. Same thing with Teddy Hodgson. Teddy Hodgson's always been solid, but somehow finds himself on his lid or something close to it each and every week. So those are your top 3. Further back is Travis Hydar. I said earlier in this race, keep your eye on him. He's worked his way into the top 4. And then 5th place, Glenn Reed in that 43 ride, sit in 5th place.
Yeah, that dramatic incident's kind of allowed the top portion of the field to be filled with some new names that we didn't see last week. Glenn Reen currently rounding out the top 5. PJ Evans in 6th, David French 7th. These are all guys that we didn't really hear too much about last week, and now they have an opportunity to take advantage of the negative unfortunes of others and progress off of this and hopefully get themselves a good result. Nothing's really changing up in the front of the field. The top 3 are kind of separated from the... Oh, Kyle Sisko tags the outside wall just a little bit there. It doesn't look like it did too much damage. He loses a little bit of momentum on Ryan Blanchard. That now puts Teddy Hodgson all over his rear bumper. Hodgson thought about maybe going low coming off at turn 4, but he stays in line and will ride in 3rd place for now. He's got some space back to Travis Hyder in 4th, so no pressure to make that move quite yet. But that will separate the gap between the top 2 by about 0.4 of a second. They're coming off at turn 4 now to complete lap number 33. Oh, a big slide out of Travis Hyder. Huge slide for 4th place driver Travis Hyder coming off at turn number 4. He's able to hang on. He's going to lose a handful of positions, though. Now has a side-by-side battle on his hands with the number 87 of David French.
That is the action on the track. Hydar's really loose now. Not sure if he has some damage or just not hitting that setup on these quote-unquote longer runs. I guess we could call this a long run here. We haven't really had a really long run as he tries a little crossover move here on the French ride, that number 87. And he almost hooks him there. That was really close. He tried to cut in behind him and it was not clear. So we are on board now as you get this ride along with Travis Hydar as he works his way around the 87 of Mr. David French, and he's able to clear him going down into the corner here, powering back off. He gets back into that 6th position. Hopefully for him, he can catch PJ Evans in that 81 in 5th, and back up front, Glenn Reed in the 43 sitting 4th. He's had a pretty solid night so far. Ryan Blanchard, though, setting the pace right now. However, Kyle Sisko, a few hundredths of a second, a little bit faster there that lap. So don't go anywhere. This battle for the lead may be heating up.
Absolutely true. We're just about halfway through this main event. Ryan Blanchard leading Kyle Sisko and Teddy Hodgson. Lap traffic going to be coming up into a play here. The 51 machine of Anthony Bello. He's going to be the first. He's actually going to drop down as low as he can onto the apron and let these guys pass him up high. Nothing really to worry about there. The leader's clear without any issues. That battle for 4th is starting to tighten up here just a little bit. Travis, or no, that's not Travis Hyder. My camera's jumping around. Glenn Reen is starting to see that 81 car of PJ Evans slowly reel him in just a little bit. PJ still has some work to do, but is starting to close that gap on Glenn Reen's number 43 car. That is for position number 4. Probably the tightest battle we got on the field right now. Another pack behind them are single file, but nothing really close there. They worked their way around the lapper of Anthony Bello, and I actually think the 43 Arene was able to open up that gap just a little bit, not by too much, but was able to do so. Travis Hyder, he's got a big mirror full of David French just behind those two drivers, and behind French is the 21 machine of Corey Stockard. Corey Stockard, a local racer there in the New Jersey area, trying to find success here on the sim racing world, looking underneath of David French, but he falls back in line, maybe gives him a little shot to the bumper there entering turn number 3, but he'll stay in 8th for now.
Gonna just give you guys a little bit of dead air, so to say. Enjoy some of the racing here, and while you're watching this, we thank you all for watching. I thank all of you for subscribing and tuning in each and every race that we do. This is race 4 of 4 tonight at Stafford Motor Speedway. We called Skip Barker cars this morning at noon, well, afternoon at noon. Then we picked up the action with a linear speedway and some street stocks. Then we had the opportunity to call some late models at Myrtle Beach as I'm watching this battle here with David French and Corey Stockard. And then, of course, now we're here with the SK Modifieds at Stafford. So, needless to say, we're kind of worn out right now. But, man, I love this action, and glad to be up here in the booth with you guys. And I know you don't need an energy drink when you got the leaders taking each other out, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a dramatic change in events from this week compared to last week. Last week we saw a lot of cautions, nothing really too terribly exciting up at the front of the field. It was Kyle Eli dominating the whole way. But now this week it was, well, to be quite literal, completely turned upside down. Kyle Eli and Alex McCollum getting into it. The two dominant drivers of this series, they are both out of the race. And now Ryan Blanchard has an opportunity to shine as he is still leading over Kyle Sisko by just under half a second. Since we have had some drama, we'll run through really quickly to let you know who has retired from this event. Matt Swanson, Ray Fataruso, Michael Hendrickson, Ryan Fern, Tyler Alkus, Ryan Libby, Timothy Ploward, Tommy Cranborg, Brian Kramer, Joseph Massico, Kyle Eli, Alex McCollum, as we just mentioned. And the newest addition to that list is Anthony Bello. We only have 14 cars on the lead lap. All 14 are still racing. Everybody off the lead lap has retired from the event. So 14 cars remaining. And we're seeing the benefit of that. Lots of green flag racing going on now as we have less than 30 laps to go.
Yeah, well, usually when the field starts to thin out, the green flag runs get a little longer. We've seen that with the new Smyrna series that starts off next week and the practice races and fun exhibition races that starting off with 24 cars on a short track typically doesn't start off well until you start seeing the field start to thin out and you get some long green flag runs like we're getting here. The closest battle on the track is with Corey Stockhart in the 21. He's catching up onto the bumper of David French here in the 87. That's going to be a battle for the 7th position. That battle's starting to heat up a little by little here as we come across soon to be lap 50 now for the leaders and coming up to 25 to go here.
2/3 of the way will be complete once Ryan Blanchard hits the start-finish line, and he does so now. 50 laps are in the books, 25 remain. That gap between himself and Kyle Sisko for the race lead is starting to close in a little bit. Sisko is slightly reeling him in, and now we have the obstacle of lap traffic in front of your race leaders that are going to drop down to the apron. But look at how much momentum Kyle Sisko was able to close in. That almost got close there with the 20 and Ryan Blanchard. Now Kyle Sisko is all over the back bumper. He's absolutely within a shot if you wanted to take it. The next car is going to be the 09. He drops down to the bottom, lets everybody roll on by without an issue, and there it is. Kyle Sisko going to give a couple slight taps. That's the first attempt. That's the one to let him know that he's there. The next time, it's time to move. Attempt number 3, I'm moving you, so we'll have to follow this. Kyle Sisko trying to take the race lead from Ryan Blanchard.
And about 6/10 back is Teddy Hodgson just kind of sitting back, biding his time, taking care of his tires. We've seen him do this before. It might be go time now, but he might be in a safe place just in case these guys do get together. But looks like Sisko may have been just saving his tires, saving his time, making sure he sets up that move correctly and methodically. You don't want to do it too early, especially if you rough up the guy in front of you, because then you're giving him too much time to get you back. So that you see a lot of that short track racing, especially at Stafford Speedway here. So as they drive down in 1 and 2, we've got one more lap car of DJ Gerard, who looks to be getting out of the way without a problem. Just giving way to the leaders. You see, it's kind of a gentleman's agreement to do that. Just got to get out of the way. And there's the bumper again. Kyle Cisco put him up the track a little bit. He looked slow. Still not there. Man, now this is if you are Blanchard, here is the pain in the neck, Kyle. Not only are you looking forward, trying to hit your line, hit your marks, run a perfect line, but now you're mirror driving. You're not in offense, you're in straight defense mode. And this is how you end up missing your marks and making mistakes and leaving that door open for Kyle Cisco.
No, you're absolutely right, Wes. Kyle Cisco is doing everything he needs to apply the pressure as thick as possible to Ryan Blanchard. He's trying to hit his lines, but he also has to be worried about that 12 carb in back. He's been hit a couple times, so he knows that Kyle is willing to use the bumper. Will he do it, though, to really move him out of line is the question. Oh, he's going to do it. He hits him nice and hard that time, pushes him up the track, but he's not able to get underneath. Now he does, coming off of turn number 2. They may make contact again. Cisco's going to back out. You can tell he's not trying to dump the 9 car. He wants the lead, but he wants to do it the right way. 17 laps to go here, and as these guys start to pick up the pace and pick up the intensity of their battle, that's only going to allow Teddy Hodgson to roll in.
Cisco is just happy to be here. He's happy to not be on the hook yet. We've seen time and time again happen to him. Seen him have some rough races and still recover and have some great finishes. But he is not going to settle for second if he doesn't have to. All I can think of right now is that Salt and Pepper song, Push It. Push It. Because that's what he's about to do. He's about to use that chrome horn there, that bumper bar, so to say, in the front, and possibly put it to Blanchard. If Blanchard doesn't get out of the way, he gets a little moment there in the middle of 3 and 4. It gets a little loose there, Kyle, as we come down here. Just a few to go, 15 to go.
15 laps remain. The laps tick off. The opportunities start to get smaller. You can tell that Kyle Cisco, well, at least it appears that he's faster. He's going to give another nudge to Ryan Blanchard, a couple slight little nudges there, but it's not going to work. He continues to fall victim to position number 2. He cannot get Blanchard out of the way, cannot get the lead, and he's showing his aggression. Blanchard knows he's back there. He knows he has a lot to do to keep him behind him, and so far it's been working, but I don't know how much longer it's going to work, Wes. Cisco is looking very, very strong. He's looking really good. He continues to apply the pressure. More bumper contact. Oh, that was a good one. Shoots him up the racetrack and applies the bump and run, and new race leader Kyle Cisco does it. Will we see the retaliation? Ryan Blanchard, he does give him a nudge in the center of 3 and 4, but not nearly as good as Cisco. Cisco will hang on to the lead with 12 to go.
He's still in striking distance. As long as he's in striking distance, there's a chance. And he goes for it again. He's sliding the crap out of his tires there, though, Kyle. He's just killing his tires. Even if he does get them, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold them off. And as he goes for the shot again, he goes up the track just a little bit. Cisco kind of overdrove it a little bit to try to avoid the contact, but now the battle for the lead tightens up. The 9 down low of Blanchard. He slides up on Cisco. Can he hold him off? They're going to be side by side. Door handle to door handle for the lead down the backstretch. Into 1. Blanchard has the advantage on the bottom, but can he hold it? He tries his... Oh, and he makes contact with Cisco. Sends Cisco up the track, and honestly, that's what Teddy Hodgson's been waiting for. These guys to make contact here with 10 to go.
That may have been what Ryan Blanchard needed to do to eliminate the threat of Kyle Cisco. If you were to ask me my personal opinion, I think Cisco's the faster car. But they made contact coming off of turn number 4 there, shot Cisco almost to the outside wall, and now Cisco has a mirror full of Teddy Hodgson trying to get around him, and maybe he has an opportunity to race Ryan Blanchard for the lead. We have 8.5 laps to go. The battle is now on for position number 2 as they try to reel in Ryan Blanchard, and I think they're already starting to do so, Wes. It looks like that gap is starting to close at the line. We'll see what the official interval is. And it actually grows by 18 thousandths of a second. So far, Ryan Blanchard's doing a good job of keeping that distance between himself and Kyle Cisco. After that move that he put on Cisco, I have a feeling he's going to be more aggressive on the bumper if he gets the opportunity. But being aggressive on the bumper, it's Teddy Hodgson as he moves Cisco up the racetrack. Now he's going to try to cut him down. Nearly makes contact, but Teddy Hodgson will move to position 2.
Teddy Hodgson put the bumper to Cisco. Does Cisco repay the favor to Teddy? He went for it, but not able to get there. But Teddy drives it in hard. Cisco drives it in harder. Teddy Hodgins able to take over that second position. It's now getting to be get gut check time. Now with only 6 laps remaining, can Teddy Hodgins catch up to Blanchard? His mirror is full with Cisco, but I don't think Cisco's going to have anything for Teddy. I think he's used up his stuff. He did everything he could to get around Blanchard prior. I think he used up his rubber. At the line there, Blanchard was able to run a 19.276 to the 19.303 of Hodgson. So that's what Blanchard wants to see here. Coming to 4 to go this time by.
Yeah, that battle opened up the lead by about an extra 0.3, and now Ryan Blanchard leads by 0.8 of a second at the line this time by. The gap grows to now 0.9. So Ryan Blanchard is leaving this battle for second behind him in the dust. They will come to 3 laps to go at the line this time, and it looks like they're going to have to fight it out for second because Ryan Blanchard is checking out on Teddy Hodgson and Kyle Cisco. A little bit of heat between all 3 of these guys as the bumpers have been used, but that's what these modifieds are built for. You take a look at the front and rear ends of these cars, they've got big, heavy metal bumpers, and these guys have been doing a great job of doing it the right way. Nobody's been put in the wall. Nobody's been spun around. It hasn't been too aggressive. Nice, classic short track racing. The popsicle sticks are in the air, Wes. 2 laps to go. I think Blanchard's going to get it.
I'm going to bring it to the end here, Kyle, and Blanchard looks like unless he has some kind of mistake or a couple of lap cars in front of him, he catches them too quickly or they have an accident. This looks like it's Blanchard's. It looks like it's in the bag. As he has a lap to go here, we see the white flag is out for Ryan Blanchard. If nothing goes wrong, he has this. As Teddy Hodgson just too far back, too little too late as that lead still grows. Coming through 3 and 4, now Ryan Blanchard fires it on down. All he has to do is hold on to it. Cisco goes for the shot at Hodgins. He's able to get it under him. Your winner, Ryan Blanchard, as they drag race to the line for second. Teddy Hodgins gets second. Kyle Cisco gets third. 4th place going to, looks like, at that, who did that? 4th actually went up to Haidar in the 11. Said watch him early in the race. He did a great job battling his way up. David French lining up your top 5. Wow, what a race, Kyle.
What a difference between this week and last week. I said it during that green flag run, and we got the second half of that race completely green flag. Ryan Blanchard running away with the victory. Teddy Hodgson coming home second. He had to fend off a last turn bump and run attempt by Kyle Cisco, but he hangs on by just 38 thousandths of a second and gets position number 2 over Cisco. Ryan Blanchard spinning the car around him, making the powdered donuts on the front straightaway. The first winner that isn't Kyle Eli or Alex McCollum. That dominant streak has been broken. Ryan Blanchard adds his name to the win list here to the East Coast Winter League in week number 5. He's using the pavement. He's using the infield grass. He's all over the start-finish line. You can tell, Wes, he's extremely excited to get his first win of the season.
Man, these guys have gotten sick of seeing Kyle Eli win these races, get sick of seeing Alex McCollum win these races, especially Teddy Hodgins. I don't know how many times Teddy Hodgins is going to come so close to a win and have something go wrong, but tonight actually it went right for him. He was able to miss everything, not exactly able to put it into the victory lane here at Stafford Motor Speedway, but he was able to at least get home that second position from Kyle Cisco. So able to catch our breaths here. We're going to see if anybody's going to jump up into the booth with us, see if we could talk to anybody. I believe we're going to have Cisco here. And Kyle Cisco, buddy, you got a copy here with us in the booth by any chance? All right, we're going to send Cisco back up real quick. And it looks like we possibly have Teddy Hodgins here, second place Teddy Hodgins. Teddy, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Teddy, we see you week after week just getting snake bitten by one thing or another time and time again. But this week, you avoid the snake and get a great second place finish. How'd you get it?
Yeah, we definitely weren't as fast as Ryan and Ellie and people like McCollum, but we ended up having the long run speed at the end there. Those last 25 laps, car really came in, and we felt really good, and we were able to pick off a P2 there. So it was really good, and Ryan was just that little bit faster than me the whole race, and I knew I couldn't really get to him.
Now, walk us through your mindset when you saw calamity happen in turn 2, when you saw the 2 showcase drivers that have swept this division so far, McCollum and Ellie, get together in 1 and 2. What was going through your mind?
Well, I really didn't see what happened because of Ryan and Cisco in front of me. But as soon as they were flying up in the air, I knew something happened between them, and then I knew that we had a little bit better shot to win the race. So didn't turn out like we wanted to, but it's P2. I'll take it.
All right, now that we have you in the booth here, who would you like to thank that helped make this happen? Any friends or family watching at home?
Yeah, of course. I got to thank my real life sponsors: Monterey Fuel, APAP John Construction, Pete Metton, Business Time Motorsports, Nest Auto, Keith Rocker Racing, Ultimate Illustration, State Cutters, Jim's Welding, all the fans, friends, and family that are watching at home, and just all the great racing that's been happening the last couple weeks. I feel like this league is going to be really good in the last half season, so hopefully we can end out strong and finally get a victory.
All right, Teddy. And Teddy, for the viewers at home, what real racing do you do?
I drive actually at Stafford Motor Speedway on Friday nights, and I'm going to be moving up into the Premier SK Modified division. So really excited. It's going to be my rookie year, so hopefully to make some headlines next year once we get racing.
All right, Teddy. Wonderful run tonight. Congratulations on your second place finish.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
All right, and that was Teddy Hodgins. All right, Ryan Blanchard, you got your ears on here, buddy.
Yeah, I got you.
Ryan Blanchard coming home P1. He was able to miss the big accident, bring it home. Walk us through that accident and how you got it done.
The leaders got together. I was actually going to let McCollum get in line there just to race for the lead because I knew he was going to make some holes for us, and that's what he did with Cisco. He doored him up the track a little bit, which gave me the position for third, I think it was. And, when they tangled together, I just knew that it was going to be really a race between me, Teddy, and Cisco there at the end, and, it happened to be. And Cisco gave me a really good run for my money, and, we raced really hard for that win. And, I think that was really good, hard racing between the both of us.
Now, I know that a couple drivers got into it earlier in the heats. There's a lot of drama leading up to this feature race, a lot of action in this feature race. But you were able to keep your nose clean and just keep it up front. And when it happened, when everything, when it hit the wall, you were able to keep your nose clean and bring home the win. Who would you like to thank to help bring you here? Maybe real-life sponsors, virtual sponsors, friends and family at home?
Yeah, first I got to thank all my real-life sponsors, C&B Bow Repair, Arrowhead Iron, Magnolia Hill Farm. They helped a lot this year on my go-kart here. Then I got to thank my sim racing sponsors, Epic Media, Wolfpack Motorsports. Wolfpack really gave me a really good car this week, and I was really happy that I was able to share it with Teddy and Travis and Matt Swanson, who races the Wayland Tour. I think it was a great setup, and we lacked a little bit of drive off, and that's where Cisco was getting us every time. But we were able to have a car to be at his back bumper with around 10 to go and get the lead back. So I think it was that good of a car. So yeah.
And kind of give us an idea, what real racing do you do again?
I race a champ card at Pomfret Speedway in real life. That's clone 425 class.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see a new name into victory lane here at Stafford Motor Speedway for the East Coast, with the East Coast Winter League. And awesome run here, Ryan. And are you going to go 2 in a row like Ellie did? And
I really hope so. I hope we get a really good car next week, and I hope we get a car that's able to drive off the corner like Cisco and Ellie and McCollum were able to do tonight. I just hope we have a dominant car next week. We spent all practice in the past 3 weeks trying to put a race set up together, and we got the speed that we wanted in practice, and then it ended up transferring over to the race. So I hope we bring another fast car next week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your winner, Ryan Blanchard. Congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ryan Blanchard. And Cisco, are you here with us, brother? Kyle Cisco, do you got a copy, bro?
1 2 1 2.
All right, Kyle Cisco, we got you. Kyle Young here in the booth has a couple words for you. Congratulations on your second place finish. Kyle Young, take it away. Or your third place finish, I'm sorry. Kyle Young, take it.
Yeah, Kyle, once again, you provided a lot of excitement, a lot of entertainment, a lot of drama towards the end of this week's race. All over the back bumper, Ryan Blanchard actually took the lead at one point, but unfortunately gave it up and got a little aggressive, and then he had to fight off the charge for Teddy Hodgson. Walk us through those last probably about 30 laps or so of that.
Yeah, I really struggled early in practice, and I got to thank Kyle Ely for sharing some setup notes with me earlier to try to get me caught up, and we got up to speed pretty quick, and I think we were a lot better on the long run, and over that long green flag run, we were able to get up to Blanchard, and I didn't want to clean him out. I wanted to race hard for the win, and that's exactly what we did. Stinks, I think we had a little bit of net code on there running side by side. I wish we could have maintained that and run for the win, but it's all good. The 55 got to us. He was a little better there towards the end, and he got us. So it was third. We've had some rough luck the last couple of weeks, so I'll take it.
That was something that I had made mention of watching that battle was you were very aggressive on the bumper, but it seemed very clear that you weren't interested in turning Ryan to get the lead. You wanted to do it the right way. There's nothing wrong with a good classic bump and run, but dumping him is the other side of the coin. And from what we've heard throughout the booth here tonight, it sounds like everybody is in agreement that was a lot of good, hard, short track racing. Nobody really seems to have their feelings hurt. Just a great all-out battle for position and a fun one to watch for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan runs good, and all the Wolfpack guys, and they're always good to me. So I try to do my best to give it back, and hopefully one of these nights we could be in the winner's circle.
Alrighty, Kyle. Well, it's the second week in a row, at least, that we've seen you on the podium. We know that nobody can do it alone. Who would you like to thank for this?
Like I said, I got to thank Kyle Ely for the setup notes earlier. Helped me get going. Jimmy Stanger, my head crew chief, head engineer on this whole team. My dad, Ray Fataruso, Hot Pockets, my teammates, Sean Okui. We were fast, but like I said, we just need that little bit more. I think we'll be able to get it next week.
At your third-place finisher, Kyle Cisco, on the podium once again this week. Provided a lot of entertainment to us last week. He did it again this week. Showed a lot of pressure for the race lead. Didn't get the finish that he was hoping to get. Didn't end up in victory lane, but another solid podium, a third-place effort here tonight for the fifth week of the East Coast Winter League. Wes, really, there's so many words used to describe tonight's racing, but honestly, it's hard to really put them all together. We saw a much different event this week compared to what we saw last week. Lots of cautions last week, lots of frustration, hard to make moves, hard to pass people. Tonight was a completely different. We saw over half of this race contested under the green flag conditions. A great three-car battle for the lead. Lots of classic short track beating and banging. A great finish. Awesome night for sure.
Yeah, man, my voice is almost gone. Mr. Cisco, if I could have a quick word with you, if you're still there.
Yeah, 10 for it, buddy.
So you put on a good show here in the SK Modifieds. Give us a little. We see you week and week again go up and down the ladder, having a bad race, be able to recover, bad race recovery. Tell some of the fans maybe watching why they need to check out this East Coast Winter League on Sunday nights and why they should cheer on Kyle Cisco.
I mean, Dylan and you guys have put together such a cool platform for us to come together on a Sunday night and race. And I think we really showed tonight what it could be with all the green flag laps and having to kind of save a little bit in the beginning and not just use all your equipment, knowing that you don't have that fast repair and the cautions are going to be manual. So you just kind of got to know what you're racing and you're going to have a lot of green flag laps. So you got to be prepared for it.
All right, man. I know it's getting late. We'll let you go here. Congratulations on the podium finish. You did a hell of a job tonight.
Yeah, thank you. And for all you guys do up here in the booth.
We appreciate your support. All right, that was Cisco. And one last interview. Dylan, you there, bro?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Your top two drivers, your showcase drivers, wreck each other going for the lead. What goes through your mind when that happens?
Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't really didn't seem like a real intentional thing. I know those two are well-respected drivers. They're I believe they are on the same team as well. Nobody was upset. I saw it happen as soon as they hooked the left front to the right rear there. Even in real life, it doesn't work well. It ends up just locking the cars together and puts them both in the wall. So all in all, it was definitely a game changer for the night, and it definitely set the tone for Blanchard to take the W tonight.
Yeah, we explained that as well on the stream that that just happens when with the way these open wheel cars are. It doesn't take much for those tires to connect. It looked like just two guys that ended up in the same real estate. Definitely nothing intentional, but it looked like they were just in the same real estate and just connected. And after that happens, there's nothing you can do, and that opened up the door for a new winner. Now, something I wanted to talk to you about, and it's something that I praise you for, is it seems like you kind of have a boys have at it rule. After we saw somebody get dumped for a transfer position, or was it the lead there in a heat race, you told them, "Look, stop whining. This is short track racing." Tell us a little bit about your etiquette here.
Yeah, the last few weeks I've been kind of like cracking down on the guys, and to me, I did some thinking this week and this previous week, and it brings more fun to the racing. You know, have the guys bump and bang, and it definitely showed with Cisco and Hodgson and Blanchard. Usually, if you dump somebody, then I'll put you to the back, throw out the yellow. But it's just a lot of the stuff is just racing deal, and it's hard with iRacing. So I want these guys to have fun. And I want them to enjoy the series. So unfortunately, for some of them, they were on the short end of the stick, but it just brings more entertainment. And a lot of these guys now that they've been racing around each other and they've been racing well around each other, I'm just gonna loosen up the reins a little bit, let them bump and bang, and if they take it too far, then I'll throw the penalty.
And I applaud you for it. I like that. I know Kyle Young is a short track guy as well, and we kind of like boys have at it. It's hard to have fun on a short track when you're having to walk on eggshells. So Kyle has been here in the booth for a couple of weeks now, calling the action. Kyle, got a couple words here for Dylan Cope.
Yeah, I do, Dylan. We could hear the frustration in your voice last week, having to deal with as many caution flags as we had, a lot of wrecks, a lot of issues. But it seems like something that you had done this past week definitely worked. We saw a much, much, much different race this week. Over half of it spent under green flag conditions. A fantastic battle up front for the win late in the going. Talk about the quality of racing with your drivers. We definitely have seen an improvement from week to week.
Yeah, so like I mentioned when I was talking a little bit ago, it's week 5. These guys know how each other race now. They've learned. It's a big thing in real life too, you know, getting to know who you're racing with. So last week was definitely rough. I did make some small changes, didn't announce them, just kind of kept them to myself to kind of not psych out the drivers a little bit. But I mean, one of them was I did disable the yellow flag, the automatic iRacing yellows for the heat races, so I had more control over that. I feel like just loosening up the reins a little bit. I know I got a good group of guys, so just letting them go at it, letting them race, and you know, just like you guys said, it's short track racing. So you know, as long as it's not taken advantage of, everybody's gonna have a.
I very much agree. I think we did see a lot of those classic short track racing moments, but I don't really think we saw anything go out of line, at least not yet. Sounds like that could potentially be an issue moving forward with next week after that first heat race there. But overall, a fantastic product tonight. We thank you very much for your dedication to us. It was a blast to be up here and call this racing. We hope that the fans enjoyed it, and hopefully we can continue to grow this series, grow the popularity, and grow the success, because if things continue to go in the direction that they went tonight, I can only imagine how big it will get.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys. You guys put on a great show for everybody watching, and you know, I try to do my best to put on a good show for you guys to broadcast. So it's a good partnership, and I do, like I said, I do appreciate you. And going forward, I believe we coming next week. We'll be on week 6. We'll have about 6 races left. At the end of that season, might change it up, might go something different. Last season we were tour modifieds and a tour series, and now we're just trying something weekly. So we're just gonna keep on changing up the game, trying different things, and having fun.
Street stocks. Sorry.
No, I probably won't do street stocks. We keep it open wheel.
All right, Dylan, thank you so much for putting on these shows, allowing us to broadcast these events for you. And we've had a blast these last 4 weeks. And hopefully we're going to see you back in action.
Yeah, absolutely. Same time, same place. SK
Same
Stafford,
Stone Cold
75.
channel.
Same broadcast.
Sounds good, Dylan. Again, awesome show tonight. You're doing a hell of a job. We can't wait to call it again for you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
And that was league admin GM Dylan Kopech. So we can finally breathe, guys. It's over. 4 races in one day. It's over. Can we drink now, Paul?
4 races in one day. Can we drink now? I thought we started drinking Friday when we started this whole deal. 4 races today, 2 races yesterday, 3 races yesterday. I think we did 8 since Friday night. Biggest weekend, Verdane TV history. So thankful for all you guys to come out and watch the broadcast here. We're having a blast. We got a bunch of shows here on tap. Taking a look. Looks like within the next 7 days, the only thing we've got on the schedule is 5. Count them. 5. This is coming up Wednesday night.
How many?
5.
All right.
5 time.
There it is.
Oh wait, this is racing, not wrestling. I apologize.
Same thing sometimes. But Wednesday night, we start off the New Smyrna World E Series. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Thursday night, we're going to be going out to USA International Speedway with the New England Pro iRacing Busch North Series. Doing everybody in there runs a throwback paint scheme, throwback NASCAR style, and a lot of tribute cars. I was hanging out with those guys Thursday, so that's gonna be a blast. And the next Saturday afternoon, we got the Tim's Corner Motorsports Petty Raceway Series. That's gonna be race 2. Saw those guys race with us yesterday, put on a fantastic show. And then a doubleheader Sunday, Hudson Speedway iRacers at 1. Right back here for the East Coast Winter League at Stafford Motor Speedway at 9 o'clock next Sunday. And then we jump right into the following Wednesday. But you can bet we're going to find something to do here throughout the week. There's a couple of empty dates in there. So if you're out there looking for someone to stream or broadcast your league, and you're looking for somebody new, somebody edgy, and somebody with a little bit of a personality, I know I was off my ball just a little bit here. A little bit of a cold and a whole bunch of work this past weekend, but I digress. Really looking forward to the future here at Verdane TV. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of big things going on. And man, oh man, thanks for watching here this afternoon, this weekend. We'll see you next time. We're going to dust everything off, pack it all up. Next time we dump it out, it's going to be here on Verdane TV. And you can bet we're going to do it live. Thanks so much. Have yourself a great night.
Woo!